Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Coming up here on today's show, the initial Raiders 53-man roster. And the reason why I say initial is because things can simply always change. And we're going to go through all the roster cuts that the team made because when we woke up this morning, the Silver and Black were at 75 players on the roster. They have now officially got down to 53. So we'll go through all those cuts. In terms of who was ultimately moved on from today, Alex Bars, Curtis Bolton, Ike Brown, Bryce Crosby, Quinterio Cole. And Quinterio Cole, just so y'all know, is a safety. We were trying to make these graphics a little bit quick, so he is a safety. Cole Folleringham, tight end. The Raiders ended up keeping only 3 tight ends, which is pretty surprising. Jace Garber's quarterback released. Some of these players will end up on the practice squad as well, which, don't worry, we will make a practice squad video tomorrow. Alex Leatherwood, shocking news that happened a little bit earlier today. The Raiders moved on from their 2021 first-round pick from number 17 overall. Pretty wild, right? Jordan Marriott, gone. Bam, Gonzo. Dylan Stoner, wide receiver. The Raiders moved on from him. Myron Tagovailoa Amosa, defensive lineman, UDFA out of Notre Dame. Zach Van Valkenburg, another UDFA, moved on from him. Raiders signed Austin Walter earlier this offseason. They decided to move on from him. Isaiah Zuper, even a day after they had a week after they had a catch and an interception. But the most shocking cut that the Raiders made, and when I was live today breaking down a lot of the news that happened, I said the fact that Kelan Cole played late in that fourth quarter, it reminded me a lot of John Brown. The Raiders moved on from Kelan Cole. Personally, for me, I do think that's a mistake. Ronis Grossu, gone. Matthias Farley, gone. Darius Phillips, we broke him down a little bit. And then Kyle Pecco. All of those players were cut today. And if you live underneath a rock and you don't subscribe to the Raiders Report, make sure you hit that sub button. The Raiders also traded away Trayvon Mullen to the Arizona Cardinals for a 2023 7th-round conditional pick. If he plays some games, I don't have all the details yet. If he plays a few games, though, the Raiders end up getting a 6th-round pick. So to all the players that got moved on from, I hate seeing people lose their jobs. I hate seeing people not being able to live their career dreams. Now, sure, some of these dudes will be brought back to the Raiders in terms of the overall practice squad. But spam down in the comment section right now, good luck, to wish all these players the best of luck. So now let's get into the players that the Raiders kept, and I'm going to count with y'all. So Derek Carr, Jarrett Stidham. That's 1. That's 2. This team decided to keep only 2 quarterbacks, which doesn't surprise me all that much. It's ultimately what I predicted. From the running back room, you got 5 running backs and a fullback. Raiders kept Josh Jacobs, Zamir White, Brandon Bolden, Amir Abdullah, Brittain Brown, Jacob Johnson. Therefore, that puts us at 8 total players on our 53. From a wide receiver standpoint, Raiders kept 5. Davante Adams, Matt Collins, Hunter Renfrow, Tyron Johnson, DJ Turner. So if you're counting at home with us, that is 13 players thus far here on the Raiders roster. Before I show you who else the Raiders kept, remember, if you want free videos around the Las Vegas Raiders, hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications because if we're live, we're bringing that energy like you see at an Oakland tailgate. If we're live, we're going to be interacting with the best fans in all of sports. But let's just say you can't join us live because you're a busy dude. I get it. I'm a busy guy as well. And we provide free content to make sure you never miss a thing. So hit that subscribe button. Let's look at the Raiders tight end room. You keep Darren Waller. You keep Foster Moreau. You kept Jesper Horstead. Jacob Hollister, unfortunately, he got sent to IR, so his season is over, and he's not going to count against that 53. But again, we're still counting at home, which means the Raiders now went to 14, 15, 16 players on the roster. To the offensive line, Colt Miller, John Simpson, Andre James, Lester Cotton, Jermaine Illuminor. They kept Jackson Barton, who actually got the start at left tackle. Dylan Parham, Thayer Munford, so 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 players were kept on the offensive side of the football for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, a lot of times the new thing we've been saying is, hey, who are the real ones out there? And the real ones to me are people who watch every video, people who are part of the Noti Gang, people who are diehard Raider fans. And if you want your Real One for Life t-shirt, go to chatsports.com/RO4L is where you can find it. It's going to be in the comments section. It's going to be in the description of today's video. It comes in black, It comes in silver. I promise y'all, you're going to like these t-shirts a lot. Also, it does help out the channel. Let's go to the defensive side of the football now. Maxx Crosby. The Raiders kept him as 25. Chandler Jones, 26. Cleveland Ferrell, 27. Tashawn Bauer, 28. Malcolm Kuntz, 29. Overall, I don't disagree with the Raiders keeping these guys. I projected the Raiders keep all 5 of these defensive ends for the simple fact of, in this division, with all the quarterbacks that you have to be able to get after the quarterback. So I asked during our live show, who's your favorite Raiders this season? When you think about all the Raiders players on this roster, who's your dude? Is it Derek Carr? Maybe it's Davante Adams. Maybe it's Maxx Crosby, Hunter Renfrow. There's a lot of different names to be able to throw out there, but who is your favorite Raider? From the defensive tackle standpoint, this is where it gets interesting, right? You kept Jonathan Hankins. You keep Bilal Nichols, Andre Billings, Neil Farrell Jr., Matthew Butler, and then Kendall Vickers, who can play defensive end and defensive tackle. I keep doubting my guy Vic, and maybe I should stop doing that because for 2 years in a row, he's made the 53. The Raiders like his versatility. He's a hard-working player. He's a great locker room guy. But the only name that I didn't get right on this list was Kendall Vickers, so it looks like I'm going to have to send my dude an apology on social media. On your linebacker unit, you kept Divine Diablo, Denzel Perriman, and Jayon Brown. No surprises there. I predicted the Raiders to keep Luke Masterson because of his versatility. Remember when the Raiders traded up for Tanner Muse? Masterson's going to be that type of player. However, when it comes to Darian Butler, I do think his connections to Antonio Pierce helped him make the roster, and I also think he's a big reason why dudes like Kenny Young ultimately got released. Now, if you want to interact with me on social media, I'm at Mitchell Renz 365, literally everywhere. Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you stay up to date on everything going on around the silver and black. But Venmo is important because we're going to start doing like 50-50 raffles for people who watch the show because I want to be able to do more giveaways on the show. Y'all are just the absolute best fans, and we are going to start doing a lot more giveaways. So seriously, add me as a friend on Venmo, at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to the cornerback room here. And I anticipated the Raiders to keep 5 corners. These weren't the 5 corners that I picked, though. Anthony Averett, Nate Hobbs, Rock Ya-Sin. I actually think the fact that the Raiders traded away Trayvon Mullen, you could see Nate Hobbs play as an outside corner, and you might even see Anthony Averett get kicked inside. But they kept Amik Robertson because of his versatility, and they also kept UDFA Sam Webb. Out of all my UDFAs, I like Sam Webb probably the most when the Raiders initially brought guys in, but this speaks volumes of the level of confidence that they have in the 3 guys that are pictured on that screen right there. And then let's go to the safeties here because Jonathan Abram, Javon Merrick, cool. I predicted Deron Harmon, Roderick Teamer, but the UDFA out of USC, Polamayo, I am a little bit surprised about this move, and I don't want to play the card of, well, his uncle is Troy Polamalu. Well, he is related to Kenny Polamalu, the Raiders running back coach. But as far as I'm concerned, there were other players on this roster. Like, I would have rather kept Kelan Cole over Polamayo, personally, in my opinion. And then you go to the special teams unit, y'all. The final 3 players is Daniel Carlson, A.J. Cole, and Trent Sieg. If you're counting at home with me, that is 53 players here on the Raiders roster. So I want to know from everyone watching the show, which player should have made the team? My answer is pretty simple. It's Kelan Cole. And I know that Cole might not have given you as much upside, but he was the best route runner out of Tyron Johnson, the best route runner out of Matt Collins. Now, I can also understand the Raiders side of this where if you got Davante, you got Hunter Renfrow, and then you got Darren Waller, you might just want a field stretcher. Matt Collins and Tyron Johnson and DJ Turner are better field stretchers than Kelan Cole, which might open up things more for those guys that you paid. So if that's the route, I understand it. But the player that I believe should have made this roster ultimately was Kelan Cole. Now, shout out to everyone who's been having a great time with us live. We got over 2,300 people watching our live show right now. If you haven't already subscribed to the show, make sure you do so. We're the #1 Raiders show on YouTube for a reason. We keep you up to date. We have a good time. And we're always breaking it down with Raider Nation.